Chairperson of the Audit Committee. Thank you.
Mr. Uday Chittale.
Hi, good afternoon. I am Uday Chittale, attending this AGM from my office in Mumbai. I am an independent director and chairperson of the Board Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Thank you.
Prakash Chaturvedi.
Good afternoon. I am Ved Prakash Chaturvedi, Independent Director, attending this AGM from my residence in Mumbai.
Mr. Murli Sivaraman.
Good afternoon. I am Murli Sivaraman, Independent Director, attending this AGM from my residence in Mumbai. Thank you.
Mr. Sandeep Batra.
Non-executive, non-independent director attending this AGM from ICICI Bank's office in Mumbai. Thank you.
Mr. Rakesh Jha.
Good afternoon. I am Alok.
I am Sanjeev Mantri, Executive Director, attending this AGM from ICICI Lombard office in Mumbai. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Apart from the Board of Directors, we also have Mr. Gopal Balachandran, Chief Financial Officer and Chief Risk Officer, and Mr. Vikas Mehra, Company Secretary of this company, attending this meeting from this accountants, and Mr. R. Surya Narayanan, partner Mrs. PKF Sridhar and Santanam LLP Chartered Accountants, the joint statutory auditors of the company, have joined this AGM from their respective locations. Mr. Nrupam Dholakia, designated partner of Dholakia and Associates LLP, secretarial auditor of the company, has company secretary, scrutinizer of this AGM, has also joined this AGM from her respective location. I sincerely thank all the shareholders of the company who have joined this meeting through VC/OAVM. The company has made necessary arrangements to ensure participation of members at this meeting through VC/OAVM and to enable them to vote on the resolution set forth in the notice electronically. Trust all of you have referred the general instructions for e-voting and participation in this meeting. In case members face any difficulty, they may reach out on the helplines given on page 15 of the notice of by VC/OAVM facility for appointment of proxies by the members was not applicable, and hence the company has not provided proxy forms to its members and did not maintain proxy register. The statutory registers, other relevant documents, and the annual certificate on implementation of employee stock option scheme from practicing company secretaries of the company are made available electronically for inspection by the members during the AGM at NSDL e-voting system. Coming to the business of the meeting, with your permission, 2013, only the qualifications, observations, or adverse remarks of the auditors on financial transactions or matters required to be read out at the meeting of the shareholders. The joint statutory auditors report on the financial statements and the secretarial audit report for the financial year ended March 31st, 2022 do not contain any qualifications, observations, or adverse remarks. Accordingly, the said reports are not required to be read at this meeting. For the benefit of the shareholders, we have arranged for an audio-visual.
If you dive deeper, in every champion you'll discover agility to defy adversities. To break their own records and constantly endeavor to be better. For 21 illustrious years, we at ICICI Lombard have continued building on our strengths and forging ahead mightier than ever before. The integration of non-life insurance business of erstwhile Bharti AXA General Insurance with ICICI Lombard General Insurance underlines our belief that we are better together. Braving through the impact of a global pandemic, we came together with a vision to rise above the odds. As a unified force, we are propelling forward with another year of healthy growth, registering a revenue of financial year 2022 that stood off rupees 179.77 billion, continuing on the long-term trajectory. Following the successful integration, ICICI Lombard became second largest general insurance company in India. This perfect synergy enabled us to clock a profit of 12.71 billion rupees in 2022. We achieved over 29.3 million policies issued and settled over 2.3 million claims. Our combined ratio stood at 108.8%, with return on average equity at 15.4%. Our stock performance has been consistent and promising. We strive to be a customer-centric insurance company and constantly look for ways to harness technology to make customers' experience delightful. Our recent endeavor to provide a wellness and insurance platform for our stakeholders has led to the creation and deployment of the revolutionary IL Take Care app. By granting our stakeholders a host of benefits on the app, we are fully embracing and magnifying our strength of customer engagement. Moreover, the two innovative industry-first features, Face Scan and Cal Scan, were introduced on IL Take Care app. With health video calling facility, we are harnessing the power of video content to create well-crafted customer service videos. With adoption of web and mobile-based platforms such as iPartner, which aids channel partners in business operations. With digital POS, we are facilitating faster, smarter, and easier ways to conduct business for our channel partners. As an industry leader, we are conscious of leading by example. That is why we deploy organizational best practices aimed at ensuring profitable growth using risk selection and data analytics. As the pandemic effect started waning and we gradually inched towards normalcy, an evolved way of working was introduced for our employees. From remote working during the pandemic, we introduced hybrid working model. For seamless work from home arrangement, end-to-end digital enablement is done with enhanced data and endpoint security. A distinguishing factor that sets us apart in the insurance industry is our unceasing effort to achieve greater levels of environment, social governance, ESG. The company installed solar panels in underprivileged schools in Mumbai. The company is committed to reducing its carbon footprint with initiatives like recycling e-waste, rainwater harvesting, and reducing both electricity and paper consumption. Our wellness program named Niranjali focuses on bringing safe drinking water to children. During the pandemic, we reached out to 420 schools. Since the program's inception, the company has installed 895 water purifiers, benefiting over 2 lakh children. Through our flagship initiative, Right to Safety, we have distributed more than 1.6 lakh helmets across the country. With our Caring Hands initiative, we are conducting eye checkup and wellness assessment camps. As the nation reeled from the pandemic, We extended our support by conducting vaccination drive for more than 50,000 people in Mumbai. This year, cumulatively, our efforts benefited around 4 lakh people across the nation. We have achieved a Guinness Book of World Record for our vaccination drive initiative. As a responsible corporate, we take pride in our robust governance practices, ethical business values, policies and compliance framework. The success of any organization depends on the synergy between each business function, where everyone works together in perfect synchronicity to deliver sustainable business growth and delightful customer experiences. That's when we can score all our goals. Together towards victory. At ICICI Lombard, with our board of directors, leadership team, employees, and every member of our stakeholder network, we are striding forward with a steadfast mission of becoming India's foremost general insurance company. 21 years of glory and scripting the future.
I would like to inform you that pursuant to the Companies Act 2013, read with the relevant rules and SEBI listing regulations, the company had provided an opportunity to all its members to exercise their voting rights through electronic voting, remote e-voting, for the following items of business to be transacted at the AGM during the period Tuesday, August 2, 2022, 9 a.m. to Thursday, August 4, 2022, 5 p.m. Members who have not cast their votes earlier begin. Now I propose to take up the business of the meeting, Seriasham, in accordance with the AGM notice. Resolutions. 1. To receive, consider and adopt the audited financial statements of the company for the financial year ended March 31st, 2022, together with the reports of the Board of Directors and auditors thereon. 2. To confirm payment of interim dividend of Rs 4 per equity share of the per equity share of the company for the financial year ended March 31st, 2022. 4. To appoint a director in place of Mr. Sandeep Batra, DIN 036200913, who retires by rotation and, being eligible, offers himself for reappointment. 5. To approve remuneration of Messrs. P.K.F. Sridhar and Santanam, LLP, Chartered Accountants, and M.S. Chaturvedi and Company, Chartered Accountants, joint statutory auditors of the company for FY 2023. Special business. 6. Appointment of Mr. Rakesh Dha, DIN 00. Remuneration and remuneration of Mr. Bhargav Das Gupta, DIN 0047728, Managing Director and CEO of the company. 8. Revision in the remuneration of Mr. Alok Kumar Agarwal, DIN 034343304, Whole-time Director designated as Executive Director Wholesale of the company. 9. Revision in remuneration of Mr. Sanjeev Mantri, DIN 07192264, Whole-time Director designated as Executive Director Retail of the company. 10. Material related party transactions for current bank account balances and purchase of securities from related parties issued by related or unrelated parties for FY24. 12. Material related party transactions for sale of securities to related party issued by related or unrelated parties for FY24. 13. Material related party transactions for undertaking repurchase, repo transactions and other permitted short-term borrowing transactions for FY24. 14. Material related party transactions for reverse repurchase, reverse repo and other permitted short-term lending transactions for FY24. All resolutions partner or failing her Mr. Atul Mehta, partner Mehta and Mehta, practicing company secretaries, as the scrutinizer for conducting the e-voting process in a fair and transparent manner, and to scrutinize the votes cast through remote e-voting and e-voting during the AGM, and to submit the consolidated report for voting in compliance with the provisions of the Companies Act 213 and the SEBI NODR Regulations 2015. Now, I would like to invite speaker shareholders who have done their prior registration to speak. Members may give their suggestions or seek clarifications. Only those members who are holding equity shares of the company as on cut-off date for e-voting, that is Friday, July 29, 2022, are entitled to participate and speak at the AGM, subject to prior registration. With due respect to other speakers and time, I expect each speaker to be brief and restrict their suggestions or comments to 3 minutes on matters as set forth in the notice, annual accounts and operations of a company for FY 2022. To avoid repetition, the answers to all questions will be provided at the end of the Q&A session. I now request the moderator to please go ahead with the Q&A session.
Thank you, Chairperson. This is moderator speaking. I request all the speakers to accept the unmute request sent by the moderator and turn on their video while speaking. With this, I request the first speaker, Ms. H.S. Patel, to please unmute yourself and speak.
Hello.
Ma'am, you are audible. Please proceed.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. Please proceed.
Thank you. Respected Chairman, Eminent Board of Directors, my shareholders, and other shareholders on the audio video. Very good afternoon to all of you. I thank our company secretary for this annual report, as well as the CFO for a good financial report. I just would like to draw the attention that anyway, I wish everybody all the very best. Company has done well, will also do further well. I wish the company and all the employees for giving us good results. Here I would like to bring out some few points. AGM is firstly meant for the shareholders. So importance is to be given to shareholders at the time of AGM. Board meeting is meant for the directors. So to see the convenience of the directors more and to keep the shareholders at bay is at the time of AGM is not fair. Company secretary is also a compliance officer. He has to be a link between the shareholders and the board of directors. So he has to maintain connection even with the shareholders. If at the time, in the whole year, there is no connection, there is no link, or there's not even one phone call also from the secretarial department the whole year round, and at the time of AGM, even then we don't receive any call from the secretarial department, is something not good. This AGM is meant for shareholders, as I said before, and it is essential that the secretarial department at least a few days earlier, say 5 days or 6 days earlier, should make a call to the shareholders, at least to the speaker shareholders. I don't say that we having thousands of shareholders. It is not possible to ring up everybody. But speaker shareholders are hardly 10 or 15, and it is not impossible to ring them up. If your company secretary has no time, the people working under him, at least they can ring up. Keep the link. Give importance even to shareholders. Many companies have hosted the personal AGM instead of having on OAVC. In that we come across and we fear here by avoiding this personal AGM, we are doing it on OAVC, no problem, because people from outside Bombay also can participate in it. It is a very good system. But if it is physical, we can tell them that these are the problems we are facing from your secretarial department. If we give them a ring, there is no response coming from their secretarial department. This is the shabby treatment that shareholders, I'm sure this is not only my complaint, many shareholders complain like that. And just to hear praises or just to hear showering of all shares and shairis and ghazals, it is not the venue of the AGM. It can be conducted in some private meeting. But at the AGM, it is only the financials to be discussed, and the shareholders must be treated properly and given importance. I don't say the directors should not be there. The main people who are the steerman of the ship. But at the same time, it is the shareholders meeting. It is not the board meeting. So not even once in a year, if you keep in touch with the shareholders, it is not good. Have you ever given us a ring? At least to me, have you ever given me a ring? Your secretarial department. What compliance duties have you performed with us, Mr. Secretary, Company Secretary? Well, I don't even know who are you. Whether only when I read the name in the mail I come to know that. And secondly, computers are not very easily accessible by all the speakers. Senior citizens, it is impossible to go through the computers. Young people can take away the computers. They come home at around 7:30, and at night time for the senior citizens it is very difficult. So I request you to consider all these points. Balance sheet is already over. 1 year has already completed. To discuss about the finances or to take out mistakes in the balance sheet or in the profit and loss statements in the annual report is utterly stupidity as per what I feel. So the year ahead is always better to see the year ahead. What is gone is past, but one should realize the mistakes from that and correct oneself for the future. I request humbly that a company takes into not only ICICI Lombard but all the ICICI companies should take into consideration that AGM is meant for the shareholders and not for anyone. Importance must be given to shareholders at the time of AGM. Thank you very much. I hope the board of directors considers this and takes even secretarial department has to be tutored for this. Thank you. All the very best.
Thank you, ma'am. Our next speaker shareholder is Mr. Santosh Saraf. Mr. Santosh, request you to unmute yourself.
हाँ जी एक मिनट स्टाइल कीजिएगा थोड़ा सा.
Sir,
हाँ आदरणीय सभापति जी, उपस्थित निदेशक सदस्यगण, मेरी आवाज आ रही है ना मैडम? मेरी आवाज आ रही है ना?
आ रही है.
हाँ आदरणीय सभापति जी, उपस्थित निदेशक सदस्यगण और मेरे शेयरहोल्डर भाइयों बहनों, मैं संतोष कुमार साहब दृढ़ता से आप सभी को नमस्कार करता हूँ. आशा करता हूँ आप जितने भी हमारे डायरेक्टर हैं, जितने भी अधिकारीगण हैं और जितने भी कर्मचारी और जितने भी शेयर होल्डर आज हम वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग में मिल रहे हैं वो अच्छे स्वास्थ्य में और सुरक्षित होंगे. मैडम, आपकी कंपनी के बारे में क्या कहना है? इतना अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस दिया कि मेरे पास कोई प्रश्न है नहीं है, लेकिन मैं क्या करूं? और डिविडेंड भी आपने दिया है कि नहीं दिया मैं पढ़ने नहीं लगी. आपका परफॉर्मेंस बहुत अच्छा किया, मैंने देखा था हाईलाइट के अंदर में. और देख के पूछा कि अभी अपने प्रोजेक्ट में अपने सेक्टर में अपना मार्केट से क्या पोजीशन में है, इसके बारे में हो तो बताइएगा. अपना मतलब टोटल मार्केट में अपना कितना हिस्सा बढ़ता है ये बताने का कष्ट करिएगा मैडम. एक मैडम आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि अपने जो मेल फीमेल का रेशियो है वो काफी डिफरेंस में है. मतलब मेल ज्यादा फीमेल ज्यादा है, उनका जो गैप है काफी ज्यादा है. तो मैं चाहूंगा कि अपने मेल एम्प्लॉय ज्यादा अपॉइंटमेंट करें और ये जो गैप है इसको कम करें. मैडम मेरा ये कहना है कि आजकल फीमेल को एम्पावरमेंट करना जरूरी है, क्योंकि अभी देखिए अपने आदिवासी महिला को मोदी ने एम्पावरमेंट करके प्रेसिडेंट बनाया है। हमारी फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री भी सीतारमन को एम्पावरमेंट करके फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री, जब इसके पहले कभी कोई फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर आपको फीमेल नहीं थी। इसके अलावा भी मैं ज्यादा नहीं, कॉमनवेल्थ गेम चल रहा है, वहां भी अगर आप खेल में रुचि रखती होंगी या टीवी देखते हो, देखिए अपने वो फीमेल प्लेयर जो है, वुमेन प्लेयर, वो अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, वो देश का नाम ऊंचा कर। तो मैं चाहूंगा उनको ज्यादा से ज्यादा मौका दी जाए, जिससे अच्छा रहे। और मैडम अपने जहाँ अपनी बिल्डिंग है, जहाँ अपने मतलब खुद के मतलब वहाँ अपने रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग के लिए क्या कदम उठाए, ये भी बताने का कष्ट करिएगा मैडम। और एक मैडम जहाँ ब्रांचेज है वहाँ पे अपने ये रिन्यूएबल और एनर्जी के लिए सोर्स के लिए क्या लगाए, सोलर पैनल यूज कर रहे हैं या एलईडी लैंप आदि यूज कर रहे हैं, तो बताने का रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के बारे में, ग्रीन एनर्जी के बारे में। तो मैडम जैसे आपको मालूम है कि 1 जुलाई से सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक पे बैन कर दिया है। इस सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक उन्होंने 19 आइटम का नाम दिया। मैं चाहता हूँ इसमें 1-2 आइटम अपनी तरफ से आप जोड़ लीजिए। जैसे पेट बोतल होती है, वो भी सिंगल यूज नहीं आती, आप एक बार यूज करें तो फेंक देते हैं, 2 बार जनरल यूज नहीं होती, छोटी बड़ी। तो अपने जो जितने भी ब्रांचेज हैं वहाँ पे इंस्ट्रक्शन दीजिए कि क्या स्टील की बोतल यूज करें या कॉपर की बोतल, जो अपने स्वास्थ्य के लिए अच्छी होती है, यूज की जाए, तो फ्यूचर में अच्छा रहेगा, परिवार अपने साथ रहेगी। और ये लास्ट में मैं कहूँगा कि मैडम एक मिनट लास्ट में ये कहूँगा कि मैं अभी कोविड से 10 दिन पहले मैं उभरा हूँ, तो मुझे ये कोविड का एक्सपीरियंस बोलकर रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि मैंने 3 डोज ले ली थी, उसके बाद में कोविड का असर हुआ जो 1-2 दिन रहा। इसलिए मैं चाहूँगा अपने जितने भी कर्मचारी हैं और जितने भी अपने वर्कर है उनको आप प्रोत्साहन दीजिए, जिससे वह कोविड की तीसरी डोज अभी अमृतकाल के अंदर में गवर्नमेंट फ्री लगा रही है, वो ले लें। मैं समझता हूँ तीसरी डोज लेने के बाद में हम मुझे जैसे कम इफेक्ट हुआ, उस तरह उनको भी कभी कोई होता है, भगवान करे नहीं हो तो उनको कम इफेक्ट होगा। इसके बारे में जरूर आप उनको प्रोत्साहन कीजिए। लास्ट में यही कहूँगा मैडम, ये जो बीसी मीटिंग काफी अच्छी होती है, लेकिन मैं कलेक्टर साहब की भावना प्रकट कर रहा हूँ अपने कर्मचारी के लिए और अपने जो मैनेजमेंट के अधिकारी है उनके काम की तारीफ कर रहा हूँ अपने भावना पर। तो मैं चाहूंगा फ्यूचर में अगर फिजिकल मीटिंग करते हैं आप, तो 10 से 15 मिनट का एक वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस हाइब्रिड मीटिंग पे रखिए, जिससे ऑल इंडिया जो बाहर के शेयर होल्डर है वो अपनी भावना कर सकेंगे सर। और मैं समझता हूँ ये पॉसिबल है कि इन्फोसिस वाले बंगलोर में ऐसे करते हैं, वो लोग फिजिकल मीटिंग करते हैं क्राइस्ट यूनिवर्सिटी में, उसके साथ हाइब्रिड मीटिंग भी करते हैं। तो पहले फिजिकल वाले को प्रश्न पूछने का मौका देते हैं, फिर हाइब्रिड वाले को मौका देते हैं। तो आप ये कंसेप्ट करिए, तो हम भी फिर अगले साल आपसे फिर मिलेंगे। अभी इसके बारे में एक और हमारे कैचुराम इंडस्ट्री की मीटिंग कलेक्टर में कला मंत्री में हुए, उन्होंने फिजिकल प्लस हाइब्रिड की। तो मैं चाहूंगा फ्यूचर में ये कंसेप्ट करिएगा। और ज्यादा समय न लेते हुए एक बार जितने भी हमारे आपके और जितने भी हमारे डायरेक्टर हैं और जितने भी अधिकारी हैं उनकी लंबी उम्र की कामना करता हूँ और भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ, भगवान आपके परिवार को 2022 से एकदम अच्छे रखे और हेल्दी और पर्सनल सेफ्टी के साथ देती। तो और समय देने के लिए मतलब आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आशा करता हूँ अगले साल अगर डीसी मीटिंग आप करते हैं तो जरूर मिलेंगे। जय हिंद। और आपकी सेक्रेटरी टीम को भी धन्यवाद देता हूँ, उनका कठिन परिश्रम के कारण आज हमने मीटिंग में थे और इतने फोन किए कि मेरे पास गिनती नहीं है। खासकर मैं रीमा मैडम का धन्यवाद देता हूँ, उनके रेगुलर फोन आते रहते हैं, टच में रहती हैं। इस तरह शेयर होल्डर से टच में रहना बहुत कम उदाहरण मिलते हैं, इसलिए मैं उनकी भी लंबी उम्र की कामना करता हूँ भगवान से। और समय देकर जय हिंद, जय भारत, नमस्कार।
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker shareholder is Mr. Vinod Agarwal. Mr. Vinod, request you to unmute yourself and proceed.
I am starting my video also.
Yes, sir.
The respected Chairperson Lalita Gupta ji, MD and CEO Bhargav Das Gupta, our CFO Gopal Balachandran and our CS Vivek Mehra ji. Good afternoon to everyone, sir. I voted for all the 14 resolutions for today's meeting. Then I am not about the direct premium was 179.7 billion, which was growth of 28 billion. But a PAT has come down by gained last year to 12.7 billion from last year against this thing. The PAT was down due to, I think that's mostly due to higher COVID claims that would have come to the company. And because of the taking of these claims, health claims, has there been an impact on the premium rising for the health insurance? Last year, in the first half, you did less of motor vehicle due to supply chain issues and this thing. But in the second half, you ramped up for your motor insurance business premiums. But I'd like to know on this only, on the health insurance business, what would be the stake? Because if there are premature claims coming for health, which are not anticipated at the time of writing of a policy, that would impact the profitability of the company overall. This is my take on it. And I congratulate the company for all the awards and accolades that the company has got mentioned on pages 10 to 13. I don't want to mention them because they can be easily seen on page 10 to 13. I also have seen that the company has spent a huge sum of 34.25 crores on the CSR activities, which are very large sums, sir. I'm happy about that, sir. And about the final dividend, you have given 2 dividends, one interim of 4 and the final dividend of 5 rupees, which is good, sir. We always would like to have more dividend. I hope the company will have more profits in this year with lesser amount of COVID claims coming and even lesser amount of maybe motor vehicle claims. In motor vehicles, I think so the prices of vehicles are going up. So comparatively, the vehicle cost would come up, the premiums will increase. But when the settlement for a claim would come, that also would be on a higher side because the vehicle cost in itself is a little higher. So claiming a claim which comes on a higher cost vehicle would also be a little higher. So what is your take, sir? Increasing per se premiums on vehicles, sir. I wish the company all the best. Signing off, Vinod Agrawal from Mumbai. I'll be brief. I also thank Rima from the company secretary team. She was very helpful in making me join this meeting. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Yusuf, request you to unmute yourself and proceed with
Can
your
you hear
question.
my voice, sir? Can you hear my voice? Perfect. Can I go?
Yes,
आपको
sir,
मेरा
you are
आवाज आ
audible.
रहा है? आपको
Sir,
मेरा
you
आवाज
are
आ रहा है, साहब?
audible. Please proceed.
हाँ, साहब. Good afternoon, sir. I am very thankful to our company secretary team, sir, Mr. Vikas Mehra, who is our company secretary, and his team. And I am very happy to having the balance sheet, which is a very heavy and which is a very colorful. Good, sir, on page number 11, page number 10, 11, 12, we have won many awards, sir. Best General Insurance Award, first Indian Cooperative Governance Excellence 2000 Award, Asia Most Trusted Brand General Insurance, Annual Report of 262 page. सर विकास सर ये आपका बैलेंस शीट बहुत अच्छी है एंड वी आर इन इंश्योरेंस बिजनेस सर मेरा डायरेक्ट फर्स्ट पॉइंट नंबर 1 LIC ऑफ इंडिया फिर अपना ओरिएंटल इंश्योरेंस एंड हु आर द मेन कंपनी इन दिस सेम बिजनेस सर around we have declared 2 dividends, final dividend of 5 rupees, interim dividend of 4 rupees, which makes to 9 rupees. And I also thanks our Rima madam who seconded very trouble. She is a very hard working man, sir. उनकी हार्ड वर्किंग के लिए मैं उनको बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ. आज सर मेरा मोहरम चालू है, अब भी मैं मस्जिद से आया सर, क्योंकि मोहरम आज हमारा 8 तारीख है सर. पर आपका मीटिंग इतनी अच्छी है सर, मैं बोलने सर एक छोटा सा मेरा हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है सर, अपना हेलमेट आपका ICICI का मैं देखता हूँ सर, आपने जब डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया आपके एम्प्लॉइज को सर, आप जब एम्प्लॉइज का करते हो तो हम भी आपके पार्टी है ना सर, हमको भी सर आपका हेलमेट चाहिए. अगर हो सके तो आप हमें हेलमेट अरेंज करिए सर, क्योंकि वो हेलमेट जो है ना मैंने देखा हुआ है, आपके जो भी एम्प्लॉइज आप सबको आपने डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया है, दैट इज ए वेरी एक्सेलेंट हेलमेट सर. और आज आप हेलमेट देंगे हमें शेयर होल्डर को, जो हमें भी सेव करेगा और आपका इंश्योरेंस को एक टाइप का एडवर्टाइज होगा सर. इफ यू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट टू द शेयर होल्डर, दिस इज माय हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट. देन सर आई वुड लाइक एंड अवर मिस ललिता डी गुप्ता मैडम, उनकी अपने कंपनी सेक्रेटरी, उनकी सर्विस के लिए भी मैडम मैं आपको बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ. 85,548 एजेंट एज यू मेंशन इन द पेज 36, 908 virtual office. So this shows how our company is excellent. Excellent, sir. And we does not require, sir. ये अपना ICICI ग्रुप का एक ग्रुप कंपनी है सर. ICICI का सब ग्रुप कंपनी का मैं शेयर होल्डर हूँ. और सर मैं आपको जानना चाहता हूँ 15 अगस्त जो अभी नजदीक है, हाउ अवर कंपनी विल सेलिब्रेट. सर मेरा एक छोटा सा हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है, अगर हो सके तो आप शेयर होल्डर को और आपके स्टाफ को फ्लैग डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करिए. क्योंकि ये 15 अगस्त जो है ना, दिस वी आर सेलिब्रेटिंग 75th ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस डे. दिस इज प्राइड टू बी इंडियन, वी आर इंडियन सर. और अपना ICICI का तो कोई कहना ही नहीं है सर. दिस इज 22nd एनुअल जनरल मीटिंग. 3 साल के बाद अपना 25 में होएगा सर. Sir, how we will celebrate 25th year? Whether we can accept the bonus from you? Sir, I will sing a small song. मेरी अर्जी मान ले मौला, मुझे तू एक पे एक बोनस दिला दे. ऐसे वैसे को दिया है, मुझे तू लिफ्ट करा दे. Sir, I would like to know, as you mentioned, sir, on a front page, a football player is playing. So this was how our company is growing up. I like the presentation of विकास सर. उन्होंने बैलेंस शीट से लाजवाब किया है और अपने पुअर पीपल को भी आप हेल्प करते हैं. सर बैलेंस शीट में इतना बोलने जैसा है, मैं बोलूं तो कम से कम मेरा 15 मिनट निकल जाए. इतनी अपने अच्छे अपने बैलेंस शीट प्रिफर किया है. और पेज नंबर 38, 39, सर हाउ यू आर क्रिएटिंग द कस्टमर. और आप कस्टमर को आपके जो एम्प्लॉइज है, हाउ दे आर एक्सप्लेनिंग. So this shows how you are caring for your customers. I am very happy to be part of this excellent company, sir. I don't know what to say, sir. I am very happy and very happy of this company, sir. Thank you very much. May God bless our company. Once more, I will thank our Vikas sir, Rima madam, and his full team for giving me a balance sheet, giving me a chance to be in this. Sir, I can start my photo, sir. Can you give me 1 minute? I will start my photo, sir. Give me 1 minute only, please. एक सेकंड. अरे फोटो किधर गया? 1 सेकंड सर. नमस्ते सर. नमस्ते. विशिंग यू वेरी हैप्पी न्यू ईयर, हैप्पी न्यू ईयर, हैप्पी 15 अगस्त. विशिंग यू वेरी 15. जय हिंद सर. जय हिंद. थैंक यू.
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker shareholder is Ms. Prakashni Shenoy. Ms. Prakashni, request you to unmute yourself and proceed.
Yeah.
You're audible.
Can
Please
you?
proceed.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Am I audible? Yes.
Yes, you are audible.
I'm Prakashini Ganesha Shenoy from Bombay. Respected Honorable Chairperson, Mrs. Lalita Di Gupta ji, other dignitaries on the board, and my fellow shareholders, good afternoon to all of you. I received the annual report well in time, which is colorful, transparent, informative, knowledgeable, and contains all the information as per the corporate governance. I thank Mr. Vikas Mehta for the same. I should not forget to thank Ms. Rima for phoning me and giving me the connection today, without which I won't be in a position to speak. So once again, thanks to Mr. Vikas and Rima Madam. The chairman had given a beautiful note about the company and its working. Sir, I am glad to know that our company stands second largest insurance company in India. Congratulations, keep it up. I am happy to note that the company has robust performance during the year. Keep it up. I am thankful to the board for recommending dividend during the financial year 21-22. On the outset, I congratulate the management for getting number of awards during the year. This shows the hard work and sincerity of each and every staff. I am very happy to note that the company has done outstanding work in the field of CSR activities during the year. Sir, Madam, I have few questions. My question number 1, any new policy introduced this year? Number 2, any group insurance policy? Number 3, what is the profitability of the company during the year? Number 4, are we planning to progress towards digital future? Number 5, how many claims were settled during the year? I wish the company good luck for a bright future and pray God that the profit of the company shall reach the peak in due course. Madam, I support all the resolutions put forth in today's meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Prakashni. Our next speaker shareholder is Mr. Aspi Basania. proceed with your question. Yes, you're on.
Okay. Madam, I'm Aspi from Bombay. Ma'am, I would like to know why you didn't.
Mr. Aspi, can you try turning off your video and speak? Your internet is not stable.
Order 3 better than 2-4 and 2-4 was better than 1.
Mr. Aspi, request you to come in a network area and speak. We are unable to hear you clearly.
Hello.
Move to the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Umashankar Vijayvargya.
Hello.
Mr. Umashankar?
Hello, am I audible? Yeah,
Yes,
am I
sir.
audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Please proceed.
So, see, just hold on. Yeah. So, thanks for allowing me to attend this meeting. And this is addressed to Lalita Gupta. Thanks. I believe the governance pattern of ICICI being honored and practiced here. Am I audible and I am able to see you? People are able to see me? Hello?
Yes, you're audible and visible. Please proceed.
Yeah. So there are a lot of things which I wish the ICICI Lombard governance has to work in that direction, which is completely missing from the AGM which I have raised and last AGM chairperson agreed to address those issues. So first of the issue is that if you open up the last AGM MOM, I have raised the issue regarding independent director, the merger from the ATL, this Bharti Exa life insurance, and a lot of other issues. And I pledge that after raising even to the highest, like Bhargav, the things are not being addressed. And no one has come back with the meeting being arranged, come back with the clarifications, nothing has happened. So I think this corporate governance is completely missing and which is highlighted by first speaker too. And last time, the board of governance, the board chairman of the meeting has assured me during that meeting itself that people will reach me out within couple of days. For last 1 year, I am waiting for that reach. And even Bhargav is aware of this. And I want even this Vikas, who is supposed to be the custodian of our interests, and the board of directors and the AGM regulations which are being passed, the MOM which is being agreed in the AGM are need to be respected, which I found is terribly missing. So I want the answer right now from Lalita, and the email ID of your independent directors and you, so that we can give this complaint. And what is the action being taken against Mr. Vikas Arora, the company secretary of ICICI Lombard, because we have already lost the trust. Because he is just trying to suppress the voice of their minority stakeholders, as well as giving a wrong impression, the wrong picture to the board as well as to us. So what is the action which is being initiated? I just want to know from Bhargav as well as from Lalita and from the board.
Thank you, sir. We'll move to the next speaker shareholder.
Hello. Am I audible?
Mr. Anil, you're audible.
Hello.
Please proceed.
And am I visible also?
Yes, you are visible.
Okay. Thanks, Chairperson, Madam Lalita Gupta ji, other board members, and my fellow shareholders. Sir, I am Anil Parekh here from Bombay. I hope you all are safe and fine at your respective end. Madam, since this is the third meeting in a row where we cannot meet and greet physically each other, and we are meeting over video conference. My humble request to all the board members to kindly see that next year, if everything goes well, we can meet physically and greet each other. When all the buses and trains are overcrowded, marriage functions are overcrowded, why we cannot initiate physical meetings? That is my humble request to you. Secondly, I would like to congratulate our CS team for doing excellent work as far as investor relation is concerned. Mr. Vikas Mehra, Madam Rima Chelwani, she was very kind to help us out, and frequently she was calling us to attend this meeting. Thank you, Madam and Vikas. I have annual report in my hand, excellent presentation of annual report with all corporate governance and disclosures followed, and it consists every minute details about the balance sheet, company, future, past and present. Many congratulations CS team for doing a wonderful job, and which can avoid many questions. I also would like to congratulate our printer who have conceptualized this eco-friendly papers of this annual report. Messrs. Altian is also very good. Their job they have done. Now, sir, now, madam, begin with. I also liked page number 4, wherein concept is given that reporting period, scope, everything is very good, which every other company should follow on page 4. On page 7, our madam, what is claims settled under all 7 categories, and especially during the COVID time. We have 7 verticals of business, and any more verticals we would like to add here, I would like to know. And I also liked our company's customer-centric approach. Very good, madam. On page 8 and 9, going through the financials, excellent all-round performance under the circumstances and economic challenge. However, our investment assets has gone down. Even solvency ratio has gone down. That's very good. And return on average equity is also gone down. Madam, we can avoid using terms as billion and million. Rather, we can use crores and lakhs if possible. That would ease for reading. And I would like to congratulate management for getting 22 awards under different categories. Superlative performance, madam, under your guidance and capability. You are leading from the front, and truly I can see woman empowerment in this company. Also, I would like to congratulate the company and total management team for adopting natural capital, which I read on page 15, and you are doing good initiatives to improve health, environment, and ecosystem. Very good. And last question I would like to have on what is the post-COVID situation of the company, and what you foresee top line and bottom line this year. Thank you for patient hearing, and I support all the resolutions strongly. And once again, I thank our CS team, Vikas Mehra and Rima Chalwani. Thank you.
Ms. Arpita Vijayvargiya. Ms. Arpita, request you to unmute yourself and proceed.
There are multiple issues raised by Mr. Umesh Vijayvargiya, which are not being solved.
So let me again come back. Before I could complete, my speaker as seventh, you people have muted me. So I strongly object this behavior from the company secretary team, and let the board tell me what is the action they are taking right now against the company secretary. Because I have given multiple complaints against company secretary which are not being addressed. And this is the expectation was not there, that you will stop me from speaking. You are suppressing the voice of the minority stakeholder, which is not going to be tolerated. Please mind. So board and the board chairman, please let me know what is the action you are taking against the company secretary and also against Mr. Bhargav, because we have addressed these things to Mr. Bhargav multiple times, and we have got no response. Neither we got the email IDs or the contact details of the independent directors to take care of the things, to escalate to the further things. So, Chairperson Lalita ji, please let me know your email ID also, so that I can escalate to you. And this is not a expected behavior from, and this is against the corporate governance, which you people say we are following the corporate governance, which is not being practiced in last 1.5 years. On multiple instances, Mr. Vikas the company secretary tried to suppress the voice and given the misinterpretation to Mr. Bhargav, and Mr. Bhargav, after multiple escalation, has not acted against Mr. Company Secretary or against our request to honor those things, which was agreed again in the AGM also. And in this AGM also, I don't know how these people has muted me when I was speaking to and allowed the other guests. So it is the clear instance of Mr. Vikas. Yes, these people has acted clearly on this. So let Lalita tell me what is the action you are initiating against Mr. Bhargav, the company secretary, and the secretarial team right now. There is complete lack of transparency. There is complete lack of independent director being put in those systems without due diligence, and the deals which is with there. And there is a related party transactions which are happening, which are totally against any governance. So Lalita ji, please let me know what is your answer to this. I am waiting for your answer. Because the last AGM, these people agreed and nobody reached out after multiple escalations to Mr. Bhargav, even Vikas Khanna also, Vikas, the company secretary also. He was least ordered and misrepresenting the facts and the figure.
Mr. Umesh, we have not muted you. We have shifted to the next speaker after your speech.
How do we shift to next speaker when I am not completed? And and you are just saying neither apologist also apology. There is no apology from your side. Is this the behavior accepted behavior in this conference? So when we are talking directly to the director, the board chairman, the chairperson of the meeting, why you are interrupting them? The chairperson, please let me know what happened to my complaint last year. I have not got any response from Mr. Bhargav also, Mr. Bhargav also, Bhargav Dasgupta is being escalated multiple times about the theme. I have not got a response. I want now independent director's email ID and phone numbers also. Hello. Yeah.
Mr. Umesh?
Yeah. Yeah, tell me. So, chairperson, I need answer now. What happened to my complaint last AGM, which you people all agreed, and people are like Vikas is not ready to share the MOM of the meeting also of the AGM, which is against any law of the land. Since this is against the law of the land, he has violated the law of land. What is the action being initiated against the company secretary for suppressing the voice of the shareholders? And why I need to wait for 1.5 years to get an answer from you guys after escalating to Mr. Bhargav? I don't know what dummy people you people bring on this meeting also, which I have seen multiple dummy people you are allowing the time for share or shairi also.
Thank you. With this, we move to the last speaker shareholder of the day, Ms. Lekha Shah.
Hello, ma'am, can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. Please proceed.
Thank you, ma'am. मैडम, आपको मेरे को एक रिक्वेस्ट करने है मैडम. मैं बहुत पुरानी शेयर होल्डर हूँ ये कंपनी में. तो कोई कुछ भी कंप्लेंट हो वो ईमेल थ्रू आपको ईमेल करने के लिए बोल दीजिएगा मैडम, क्योंकि हम लोग के टीम बहुत सारा मीटिंग रहते हैं. आपके स्पीकर शेयर होल्डर हम लोग को अनम्यूट करिए, कंपनी का बारे में बात करने के लिए बोल दीजिएगा. कोई भी किसी को प्रॉब्लम हो आपको डायरेक्ट मेल करने के लिए बोल दीजिएगा मैडम. दिस इज फॉर माय हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट फॉर यू मैडम. मैं मेरा स्पीच स्टार्ट करती हूँ. रेस्पेक्टेड चेयरपर्सन मैम, बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स and my fellow members, good afternoon to all of you. Myself, Lekha Shah from Mumbai. First of all, I am very much thankful to our company secretary Vikas ji and his team, Rima ma'am, for sending the AGM notice well in time, which is full of knowledge, fact and figures in place. Thank you ma'am for explaining us well about the company. Congratulations for excellent work ma'am. Ma'am, I pray to God that he always shower his blessing upon you. Ma'am, our company secretary Vikas ji and Rima ma'am always answered all my calls and have happily cleared all my doubts. Once again, thank you so much Vikas ji and Rima ma'am. I had many questions to ask you, but they are all covered with the previous speakers. But they are only 2 questions. At the outset, I congratulate management and his team for the various awards and recognition received by the company. Under the Lombard employees, stock options granted on April 22 and 22 at what price guaranteed and quality. My second question is, in order to expand our distribution network what initiative are taken. Thanks for the dividend, ma'am. So, I would like to say, I strongly support all the resolutions for today's meeting and my best wishes, always our company and its prosperity. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Shah. With this, we will now allow Mr. Aspi Basania, who was not able to speak earlier. Mr. Aspi, request you to unmute yourself and proceed.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Madam, I'm Aspi from Bombay. I would like to know why you didn't hold physical meeting. Because nowadays many companies are holding physical meetings. And I welcome Mr. Rakesh Jha as a director. And also I welcome Mr. Sandeep Batra's resolution. I thank Mr. Vikas Mehra for allowing me to speak at the meeting. This is 22nd AGM. In 3 years we'll be celebrating Silver Jubilee. So how do you propose to celebrate Silver Jubilee? You have to plan well in advance. Madam, Q1 income has increased compared to Q4 of last year. However, operating profit has become 1/3 of Q4 profit. So what is the reason for that? And Madam, AGM is not the forum for personal grievances. Personal grievances have to be sorted out outside the AGM. Thank you very much and all the best for the future.
Thank you, sir. With this, we have completed the speaker session. I now hand it over back to the chairperson to conduct the further proceedings of the AGM. Thank you.
Now, I request Mr. Bhargav Das Gupta, Managing Director and CEO, to respond to the queries raised by the shareholders.
Thank you, Chairperson, and thank you all the speaker shareholders for raising the questions. I think there were Mrs. Shenoy talked about, Mr. Parekh talked about, and I think Mr. Vesania also and Ms. Lekha Shah also talked about in terms of the positive experience that you had with Rima and Vikas and the company secretary team. Thank you for the feedback. We will obviously continue to see what we can do to improve. I'll get into the specific questions that individually each one of you have asked. Mr. Patel, your suggestion on a bit more engagement with the company secretary team, particularly during the year, is well taken. We will see what we can do. We will. I believe we try to reach out, but obviously we'll try to reach. In terms of the market position. So if you look at our market position post the integration with the Bharti AXA business that we acquired during the last year, we have moved from number 4 company in the industry to number 2. So we are now the second biggest company in the industry. We've been number 1 among private sector for a long time, but now overall we are number 2, just behind New India. In terms of market share, we are about 8.1% market share at the end of the year. You had a very valid point about the male-female ratio, and you were advised to reduce the gap. Point absolutely taken. We had roughly about and we hope that over the next 3 years we will demonstrate that outcome. There are targets that we've taken internally. There is a review that happens with the board. So this is a very important agenda even for us. But thank you for pointing that out. You had a lot of questions around, I think the area of sustainability. You talked about rainwater harvesting. We actually practice that in our corporate office. Our branches, we are looking at wherever we can. We don't use. We are looking at improving, the consumption of. 6 offices we've converted into complete LEDs, and another 233 offices have partial LED lighting. So there is a lot of focus on this aspect. As a company, during the year, we've renamed our CSR committee into CSR and Sustainability Committee, and we are looking at this issue very, very actively as a company. And some of the initiatives that we are taking is, you probably have seen the CSR initiatives of implementing solar, setting up solar panels in some of the municipal schools, just to ensure that not only our own branches but even other places we are, bringing in, helping in terms of promoting green energy. You had a suggestion in terms of ensuring that even when we go physical, we keep it hybrid. We'll keep that in mind. Depending upon the situation next year. Mr. Vinod Agrawal, you had a few specific questions again. You talked about the fact that our premium has gone up last year, but the PAT has come down, and you rightly identified this is largely because of the COVID claims that we paid last year. The total claims that we paid for COVID was about 556 crore, 5.56 billion. And your question on what have we done in terms of premium, consequent to that, we increased the premium for group policies to the extent that we thought was and make it more sustainable. You also had a question on motor insurance. Motor insurance, you're right in the sense that the price of vehicles are increasing. The premium also commensurately increases to some extent, in line with that. But we'll also have to observe the claim frequency, because last 2 years we had some reduction in claim frequency because of partial lockdowns, etc. during the year. But this year the claim frequencies are up, and as you know, our principle has been to focus on balancing top line and bottom line, and we'll keep on looking at what we need to do in terms of making that portfolio as I explained, we are number 2. Number 1 company is New India. Just after us, there are a couple of government companies like United, National, Oriental, and then there are private sector companies also. You want a confirmation that the total dividend is 5 plus 4, 9 rupees. That is confirmed. That is what we are paying out. Now, your question on the helmet. If you see the helmet initiative is really part of our CSR initiative called Right to Safety, where we go to municipal schools and do a lot of workshops on importance of road safety and try to part of that, we give helmets to those individuals. They are not our customers, not our employees. It's part of our CSR initiatives, and that's why. And the initiative has been going on for quite a few years. That's why you see so many people riding with those helmets. You had some suggestions on Independent Days. We are, as an organization, we are hosting flags across the country. You will see a lot of effort that we are putting in the corporate office. So yes, this is a very important year in terms of the 75th year of independence, and we do want to celebrate it in a large scale. You had some suggestions for the 25th AGM. We'll keep that in mind if it is feasible. One of the things that we keep saying that as a financial service, balance sheet strength to build a sustainable business. So we have to keep all of that in mind when we think about issuing bonuses, etc. Ms. Shenoy had again some specific questions on whether there are what are the new policies introduced. Last year we introduced. I don't know if you saw the ads that we were playing while we were waiting for the AGM to start. We introduced a very innovative product for cashless outpatient, health claims. Traditionally, health insurance pays for hospitalization cost, but the normal doctor the overall healthcare cost in this country is in that area. So that was an area where we launched a product, very innovative, very different from what traditional health insurance companies, do. And this year, as we speak, we've launched some very innovative motor insurance products, which you probably would have, read in the papers. But that's this year. We will see how they do in the coming year. You also talked about what we are doing about our digital future. I think this is a big thrust area for us as a company. We've always believed in investing ahead of the curve on technology and digital, and that's an investment that we've continued to do. almost 97% of our policies that we issue in the company, we don't see the paper coming in the company. Everything is issued, outside the organization through technology platforms or, e-commerce platforms or digital platforms. We've also done a lot of work in terms of using artificial intelligence and machine learning to streamline the process for settling claims, again using technology, as also policy issuance. So that's an area that we keep on investing, and last year we became the first large insurance company to move all our systems to the cloud, and that we believe will help us in our digital journey going ahead. You asked a question on number of claims. Mr. Anil Parekh also asked this question. So if you look at the split, motor we paid about 1.3 million claims, health we paid 0.7 million claims, and all others was about 0.3 million. So totally adding up to about 2.3 million claims. Mr. Vijayvargiya, you had a critique about the way the company secretary team has been handling. We believe the company has provided you necessary responses and clarifications from time to time with respect to your concerns. I'm sorry that we've still again, you had some positive feedback about the annual report, and the company secretary team, like a lot of others. You had a question on claim settled plus COVID. I think I've answered that both in terms of numbers, and COVID, as I said, was about 5.56 billion rupees of claims is what we paid for COVID. In terms of new verticals being added, what we've done this year, post the annual report, or post the 31st March, is we've looked at creating a separate group for the emerging markets, as we call the smaller towns, the hinterlands, the rural markets. So that's a new vertical that we've created, but that is this year. Your question on investment assets, going down, that is actually not correct, because the total investment assets have gone up from 30,892 crores to 38,786 crores over the last 1 year. You are correct in the sense that the return on investment has come down, because as we discussed, for the COVID, due to COVID losses, our profits for the year came down, and that's the reason why our ROI has come down. You requested for looking at pros and lakhs. We'll look at it, but in general, we have been consistently using millions and billions as a group, and that's what in the first 4 months, the industry is growing much faster. There is a bit of base effect, so it may not sustain for the whole year, but the initial months, the growth is much higher. We are also seeing a lot more awareness that has got created, particularly in the area of health insurance, and that growth, looks like it will sustain, and that's why we are also investing in adding more distribution in that aspect. Ms. Lekha Shah, you had a few questions, particularly in terms of distribution expansion. Just to give you a sense of what we are doing. People, and we've added some more people in the first quarter of this year. These are people who then hire agents, and agents are the people who actually go out and sell health insurance. So on the agency side, we are adding. We've added more than 8,000 agents and POS agents together in this quarter. So that's an focused investment that we are making as a country. We are adding a lot of digital partners. The number of digital partners that we've added over the last 2 years have significantly increased. We've added a lot of bancassurance partners consequent to the merger with Bharti AXA. So all those banking partners have become our partners. That's also added a lot of distribution. So overall, there is a big focus in terms of increasing our distribution through the traditional. We are going into the hinterlands of this country. So digital and distribution expansion is very, very important. In terms of the ESOP grant price, we have a very strict, philosophy, which is the previous day's, shares ending stock market price, at the market close, and that for the ESOPs granted for last year was 1,363.1 rupee per share. Ms. Besania, again, you had a recommendation of physical. As I said, depending upon the situation next year and where things are, we will definitely look into it. You asked a question on profits having dropped. As I explained, it's largely because of the COVID losses that the industry as well as us experienced, which really was not something that any one of us anticipated before this pandemic that happened. So this was obviously not priced into our products, but this was a very large hit that we took as a company and as an industry. And I think that was our responsibility, and we took care of all of those claims. I think that's largely all the questions that I have had. And there was one question that I missed. I think Ms. Shah had a question on the distribution. I'll just give you the numbers, Ms. Shah. So the total number of agents that we ended the year with, we started the year with 73,511 agents and POS agents. We ended the year with 88,539 agents and POS agents. So that's the growth that we've had last year. We are further added, as I said, roughly about 8,000 agents in this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhargav. The queries have now been answered. As mentioned earlier, those who have not cast their vote on the resolution set forth in the notice may do so now, as the e-voting platform is available for next half an hour. I declare the meeting as closed as soon as the voting on the resolution is being completed by the members through e-voting. I authorize one of the whole-time directors of the company or the company secretary to declare the results of the remote e-voting as well as for the electronic voting done at the AGM today, along with the scrutinizer's report. The results will be announced within 2 days from the conclusion of the meeting, that is on or before Tuesday, August 9, 2022, to the stock exchanges, and shall also be disseminated on the website of the company along with the scrutinizer's report. The same would be duly recorded as part of the proceedings of the AGM. This concludes the formal business of the meeting. Before I conclude, on behalf of the company, I wish to place on record our gratitude to all our shareholders, customers, distributors, and regulatory authorities for their cooperation and active participation in the proceedings and for their valuable suggestions, and all their employees for their hard work and commitment. Also, as I conclude, I would once again like to thank you on behalf of all the members of the board for your continued trust and support in all our endeavors. And last of all, I must wish you and your families all the very best for a safer and healthier tomorrow. Please take care of yourself. Thank you.